everybody, it is a beautiful day outside and we are grilling up some vegetables today. It's going to be a grilled vegetable platter that serves up kind of like a salad. And to get started, I've already washed all of my vegetables. You can use whatever vegetables you like. What you have growing in your garden, whatever your favorites are, that's mine. Just use what you have. I've got some zucchini, some yellow squash, eggplant. I have some of these little mini sweet peppers. If you have regular bell peppers, they would work just the same. And I've got some mushrooms and some green onions. We're gonna start by prepping up the mini peppers. If you were using a whole bell pepper, I would say cut it into strips about 1/2 inch wide. With our mini sweet peppers, I'm just gonna take the top off and then cut each one in half lengthwise. And I'm gonna leave them just like that. I'm just going to take the root end off of these green onions and leave them mostly whole. So just cut off as much as you think you need to cut off and discard those ends, and we're just gonna leave the rest just like that. Now we will move on to our eggplant, our squash, and our zucchini. I don't think eggplant is a very popular vegetable in Oklahoma, which is a shame because it's delicious. And so if you've never really worked with eggplant before, you can leave the skin on, and that's what I'm gonna do today. But the skin can be a little tough, and so if you don't prefer that, you definitely can peel this. We are just gonna take the top off and take the bottom off. And then I am going to start slicing it lengthwise, and I want each piece to be about 1/2 inch thick. And once you've got little planks of eggplant, we're gonna take each plank and kind of cut it in another 1/2 inch so you have little 1/2 inch rectangles. Then we are going to cut our zucchini and our yellow squash in exactly the same way. Definitely want to be careful with this zucchini and the squash. They're round, so they might roll, and you don't want to cut yourself if it rolls. So be sure that you're holding it firmly and cutting straight down with your fingers out of the way. So like I said, you could peel your eggplant if you want to, but eggplant has such a beautiful color, and there are a lot of nutrients just underneath the skin of the eggplant and all of your vegetables with skin. And so I would say any vegetable that you can eat with the peel on or the skin on, I would leave it on. You're gonna get a much better bang for your buck as far as the nutrients go. So now that I have all of my vegetables cut up, I am just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on them and then season them with a little salt and pepper blend. And I'll give them a toss, and then I'm gonna put them on the grill. With some of these vegetables, they could easily fall through your grill grates depending on how your grill grate is shaped. And so you have several options here. You could cut these vegetables in a different shape and skewer them and grill them that way. But I found these little disposable grilling racks that you can use for vegetables. It's got a smaller hole on it so your vegetables aren't gonna fall through. You can also buy grill baskets for vegetables and fish that would work really well. But I like this because it's disposable, it'll be easy cleanup, and I don't have to find anywhere to store it. So I'm gonna set that right down on top of my grill. I also have a flat top on my grill, and so I'm gonna be using both sides, kind of see how they perform differently. And you could do this inside with a grill pan on your stove if you'd like. I'm gonna put my bell peppers and mushrooms on the flat top side, and then I'm gonna put the squash and the eggplant on the grill side, and I'm gonna wait on these green onions because they are gonna cook pretty fast, so we'll put them on later. While your vegetables are cooking, you can make up a really quick dressing for this, and we're just gonna start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and about the same amount of balsamic vinegar. And then I'm gonna chop up some fresh basil to put in this. If you don't have fresh basil, you could use dried basil. We'll throw in a little bit of Italian parsley. Then I'm going to do a salt and pepper blend and a little bit of garlic powder. If you have fresh garlic growing in your garden, you could definitely use that. We'll give it a little stir. And then when our vegetables are ready, we'll just drizzle this over the top. Once your vegetables are done, they may have a nice char on them, and that's kind of what you're going for. Arrange your long pieces, your squash and zucchini and eggplant kind of pretty across the bottom of your plate. And then we'll put our peppers right on top of that. I've got my zucchini, squash, and eggplant all lengthwise across the plate. I put my bell peppers on one side, and I'm just gonna put my mushrooms along the other side of the plate. I just think it looks pretty that way. But it definitely wouldn't hurt anything if it was all mixed up. Last, you're gonna take your green onions off and just set them over the top, wherever you think looks nice. And that is our grilled vegetable platter. And we can just drizzle this olive oil and balsamic vinegar dressing that we made right over the top. We have a lot of herbs in here, so you may need a little help from your fork. So there we have it, our grilled vegetable platter. This is a really fun option for a side dish when you are doing a backyard barbecue, or if you are going somewhere else for a picnic. You can do this up and it should travel pretty well. If that doesn't get them to eat their vegetables, I don't know what will. I hope you'll try it.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.